Hi there, Sandra here from Create in Spain. As a paper crafter, I frequently do print and cut, but I also like to do print and cut on my laser given half a chance, because I don't always want to use two different machines to do one project. Now, a lot of you who are using lasers may be unfamiliar with print and cut, but think stickers and greeting cards and that sort of stuff. But also ornaments where you might want to print a design and have it on an ornament, maybe that's something you're interested in doing. There can be all sorts of reasons to want to do a print of a specific size and to cut it out accurately. And it's not necessarily just going to be rectangles. If you are someone who is used to using a plotter, I'm not going to go into print and cut that much. Instead of using registration marks, just put a thin coloured line around your design and note the size of it. Very important before you export your file as an SVG to put into the XTool software. You might find there's a little difference in the size that you exported at to the size that it imports at. Just go up to the top here and just check that the numbers are the same, and if they're not, alter the sizing there. The placement, I should say, of your cutting. If you're doing a print and cut, it has to be really accurate or it looks really off. And so you need to know that your laser is going to cut precisely where you think it should be cutting, i.e. over your cut lines basically, and not a millimetre or two off in any direction. So in order to do that, you want to do some kind of test, and this is the simplest test to do. Draw yourself a couple of shapes and put them into a border. Put this to your laser and do the normal distance test from up here, and select score instead of cut, and just let it mark a piece of copy paper or anything else you've got to hand. Just let it mark it. And what you will do is then put your laser all the way down. So your laser head can be controlled here. You want to lower it on the Z axis as far as it can possibly go. Move your paper or whatever it is that you've put under there slightly. Try and keep it horizontal. So you might decide, okay, I'll move it over here. Then move your laser head over to that corner. And you'll notice that your crosshairs, because you've put the laser far down, your crosshairs are nice and thin. So you can actually line it up with the corner pretty accurately. It's a lot easier to line that up, believe me, than it is the fat laser crosshair that you get when it's higher up. And then what you want to do is to put your design to the laser. So if you've got snapping on, it'll snap into place. Take no notice at the moment of these numbers and these numbers. This is where your laser thinks it is, and this is where your design is supposed to be. Now, logically, you would think that if you plugged in the same numbers as that up there, it will go exactly where it's supposed to go. It doesn't, at least mine doesn't, never has. You need to make it accurate if you're doing a print and cut. And the way to do that is to then send this through as another score and see whether it goes over your original score lines. If it does, you got no problem, you're pretty accurate. The chances are it might be a millimetre or so off in one direction or another. So you can move the design to compensate by however much it is off. For example, with mine, I need to go down a millimetre from that, and I need to go up a millimetre on the y-axis. So my design is going to be shifted down by 1 millimetre and to the left by 1 millimetre. Yes, that's exaggerated, I know. But if I do that, I will then get my cuts directly where they are supposed to be. And that is how you get an accurate print and cut calibration. It's pretty simple, but every time you do one, you need to make sure that you start off at exactly the right place, because otherwise, if your cuts are off, it looks terrible. If you happen to be thinking, well, okay, there's no print function in XCS or Studio, I agree, there isn't. And I've got Cutter software, so I tend to print from that. I design in it and I print from it. However, If you don't have any other software to use that you're comfortable with, what you can do is you can come up to the main menu and you can go to File and you can go to Export, and you export it either as an SVG or a PNG in order to print it. Now, SVG, you may or may not have a way of printing that directly. A PNG, you probably would. So you want to print off your design. If you've got a design in here, whatever it is you've done, once you've done your calibration, you want to print it off. If you use PNG, you can print PNGs from pretty much anything. But when you've printed it, make sure that you're printing it with a border around it. You know the size of the border in your design, and check that your print matches that size exactly. If it doesn't, put the print size into the software here, either increase it or decrease it, whichever you need to do, and make sure it matches up before you do your cutting. That way your design is the right size, your cut lines will be in the right place, and hopefully you'll get a really good print and cut. And get it right, you could get it really, really accurate, and it's brilliant. Get it wrong and it just looks terrible. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you again soon. Take care now.